Hey folks, thanks for coming back for a third time. I'm glad you're here. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made some stained glass Christmas ornaments. I've never done stained glass work until I started this project, so all that I know is from some shorts that I've watched on the topic. I chose a simple design, that being a little light bulb. I pulled the template from online and I'm tracing an outline that I will cut using our little carbide glass cutter in a bit. Here you can see that I'm changing my mind on that piece of glass, that green one. That I'm going to use for the socket. This new piece has some sort of iridescent coating on it that I thought would look a lot nicer. You can see that jar of scraps in the back there. It's from all the other ornaments I had made for practice, working my way up to filming this video. And this red glass was giving me issues because of an oversight on my part. If I would have flipped it over, I would have had a smooth surface in order to score instead of scoring along that rippled texture that I'm doing. I take our pliers, get rid of that little bit there, so we don't have to grind it off. And we're going to make our last cut here. That's it for the cutting. Let's bring in the sucking duck. Then we can grab our grinder and get these bulbs looking a little better. Alright, this is probably my favorite part of this whole craft. You can really fine-tune the shape of your glass and get a visual of what it'll look like when it all comes together. I learned that the more work you put into this step here, the easier the rest of the project goes. You get a nice smooth finish on these edges, and it lets the copper foil sit really nicely, and then it helps you smooth out your solder in the end as well. So I like to take my time and get a nice edge on these pieces of glass. Alright, with the glass smoothed down here, I checked the fit, and I left a little gap in there because my thought was that it would let solder get down in there and create a stronger joint. I'm not sure if that's the truth or if I'm just making that up, but I'm not a pro, so that's just what I was thinking. Now I'm going to clean the pieces of glass before I put the copper foil tape on them, and that's just wanting to make sure there's nothing that the tape's going to pick up that would make it not hold onto the glass there. Now I'm just looking at the iridescence on that piece of green time. When taping this, I'm trying to straddle the tape as best as I can so that it lays even on both sides. You don't want to have one side have more tape than the other. You want to try to make it as even as possible. And coming to the end here, I'm going to try my best to overlap the tape as perfectly as I can, so it's hard to see that seam. I try to put the seams on the points where the two pieces are going to connect to each other in order to try to hide that seam even more. And now you're going to see me using a burnisher to smooth the copper tape onto the piece of glass and to also help fold the edges over and smooth those out even more. And this is just to make sure that the glass isn't going to, or not the glass, but the tape isn't going to peel up off of the glass. I don't know if you caught that, but there was a little piece of tape that ended up crumbling on that edge. So we're going to come back to that in a second. I'm going to do our little piece here first. Now we're coming back to our bigger piece here, and I'm going to show you that little crumpled area. I'm going to take a small piece of tape and overlap what's there as a little bit of a patch, and I'm going to try to blend that in as best I can with that burnisher. Alright, now we have our pieces taped up here and I like the way they look. We can get into the soldering process. I'm going to add my flux here. And it's important when you're doing this step to have air movement. You don't want to be in an enclosed space, or if you have to have a vent and be wearing a mask, because the fumes that the solder and flux let off are pretty nasty, and you do not want to be breathing that stuff in. I've also seen some people wear gloves when they're messing with the lead here, but I found that it was harder for me to solder because the gloves would always be getting stuck to the piece of glass due to the flux. And I've also seen people having the solder and the soldering iron on the piece of glass at the same time, and I am not talented enough for that yet. So I just go and take a little dab of solder and then put it to the glass, and then just slowly work my way around. I like to solder both sides and then check my work to make sure I see no foil on it, and then I'll come back in and do the edges like I'm doing now. And I like to start where my jump ring is going to be at. So I'll start and then I'll finish there. Now that's all soldered. I had taken it over to the sink and washed it a few times with Dawn I tried some alcohol, and I have some special hand soap that helps get the lead off your skin and whatnot. I use that as well. I have a real hard time with getting the residue from the adhesive and the flux off. So if you have any tips, please let me know how you guys do that. But now you see I'm taking some steel wool here, and that's to clean the solder from where it was oxidized. Once we get all that off, I'm going to add some polish and kind of buff it so we can get a nice shine on our edges. Now I'm adding the polishing compound to our light bulb here. And like I said, I have a hard time cleaning this glass off with that residue. And you're going to see that as I'm buffing it again, after adding this polish to it, that some more residue had snuck up on me. So again, if you have any tips, let me know. It's also an important step when you're polishing your stained glass to make sure you drop it at least once or twice. Let it slip out of your hand and fall on the floor. Like that. Thankfully it didn't break, so we're all good. And here I'm pointing out that residue again that I'm just not happy with. So we're going to come in with alcohol wipe and try to clean the glass off just a bit more. Get it nice and shiny. Make sure we like it. Alright, now that we got it cleaned and polished, we're going to add the final touch, which is just a little ribbon so we can hang it up. And with this not being tied here, I would like to thank you for watching, remind you that I'm glad you were here, and to have a Merry Christmas. And now we can go get those money shots.